What's up, YouTube world? Hope everyone's doing well. So I just thought I'd drop this video and basically explain to everyone how I became the Black Ranger, Black Operation Overdrive Ranger. So I thought this was an interesting video to drop because I do know that a lot of people have asked me over the years how that actually even came about. And trust me, when I say this, guys, I had no idea that this was ever going to happen in my life. All I know was in 2006, I got a phone call from my agent basically saying that there was going to be an audition for Power Rangers Operation Overdrive. Now, when I got this call, guys, I didn't even know that Power Rangers still existed. I used to watch Mighty Morphin back in the day as a young one growing up. And when I got this call, like I said, I didn't know that Power Rangers still existed. So I was excited. I genuinely was excited. And I never thought the day would come where I'd actually audition for such a show that I used to watch back in the day. I remember the first Power Ranger film that came out years ago. I was still in primary school. I think I was around 10 or 11 years old. Actually, no, I think I was 10 years old at the time. And yeah, great times. So I just basically want to explain the process of, how that all came about and a little bit of the experience of being the Black Ranger on the show and visiting New Zealand as a filming location and the country as a whole. So, so 2006, I think it was around August 2006. I get the phone call from my agent, and the first audition, I was actually late to the audition, guys. I didn't think that I was gonna make it. All I know is where I was at the time, I literally had to run to the audition. And I remember when I got there, the casting director was by herself, and she was basically waiting on me. And in my bag, I remember I had my boxing gloves, because back then I used to be training to box and stuff like that. And I remember when with the audition, there was we was given some sides of some of the dialogue, right? And I remember the sides that were given wasn't actually for Will, it was for Mac. Now, I knew this was for the Black Ranger, but for some reason, the actual audition, they gave me a scene which was to do with Mac. Now, this scene was never used in the show. This was just for audition purposes. And I did the scene, American accent, did my thing. And also as well, because I had my boxing gloves on me, right? The question was asked to me in the audition, what kind of fighting experience do I have? And I had my gloves on me, and I thought, I actually put my boxing gloves on in the audition, guys. And I remember the casting director had the camera, and, I was doing the jab, the right hook, the uppercut. I was actually doing some moves in the camera. And that was that. That was basically the end of that audition. So now, I think a week went by, and then there was the second audition, which I had to do in Leicester Square in London. And that didn't involve any physical stuff. It was, once again, doing the same scene with the casting director. And there was some other people in the room, but these were more technical people. They weren't anyone to do with the show. So did that. That was all good. And then literally not long after that, guys, I flew out to... Where did I go? Greece. Yeah, I went to Greece. And I went there with my older brother and a few of his friends. We had a good time. And I remember This was a killer, guys. I had basically been offered the part. I remember I got a text message from the casting director. This was before I went on the holiday, by the way. And I was in Greece, but in order for me to lock the position of getting the part, I had to sign the contract and have the physical contract be mailed over to the USA. Bearing in mind, I wasn't in London, UK, I was in Greece, and shit happens differently over there, right? Where I was staying, I had to find a place that was able to post off the contract to America, and it was quite a far drive out. So I was kind of a bit panicking, and because we had no car over there, but we had a quad bike. I had to rent out a quad bike and literally drive the quad bike all the way up to where the location was, and it was quite far. And lo and behold, managed to send off the documentation, and that was the end of that. And then I returned to London, and next thing I know, 2 weeks later, guys, I was going to be flying out to New Zealand to start the whole journey. When I actually got on the plane, I actually met up with Rhoda Montemayor, who plays the Pink Ranger. She's also from London, so we got the flight together. We had a talk, we went out there, and we was really excited. This was a big deal for us, being the first British actors to be playing a role of a Power Ranger. So, we went out there, and the first 2 weeks, we was with, I think, about 14 Japanese stunties, both male and female. And guys, we got busted up, man. I mean, I discovered muscles I never knew I had. And we was just going through a whole load of training. That's all it was for the first 2 weeks. Training. And we're talking like basic kind of fighting kind of stuff. And after the 2 weeks, that was basically when we got down to work. We had met up with a dialect coach, and he was basically helping us out with our American accents and stuff. And obviously, this is where we met Caitlin and James, Gareth. Yeah, that was it at the time, because Ria Vandervis came later. Yeah. And Kelson as well. And Gerald. Yeah. Rod, who played Mr. Hartford. Yeah. So yeah, we did all the cast readings and dialect coaching and stuff like that. And then the real work began. We did a photo shoot, doing all those promo pictures that you guys would probably have seen, for all the fans watching this anyway. Did all the promo pictures and stuff like that. And then we got to the filming, guys, and it was intense. I mean, the schedules were serious. I mean, we had 32 episodes to film, and we filmed in blocks. And yeah, guys, man, I mean, the experience was fun, fiery, adventurous, and what I loved the most about it was we were traveling in different locations in New Zealand, and coming from London, UK, especially a black man, right? It was just, wow. It really opened my eyes to what the world has to offer in regards to just travel, scenery, exploration. It was crazy, guys. I had a big culture shock, though, because this was the first time that I was away from home for a long period of time. And guys, I did not know how to cook. I'm telling you, I didn't know how to cook. So I remember I had to contact my mom. I was like, Mom, recipes, how do I make this? And here's to drop a news flash to you guys. So Rhoda Montemayor taught me how to make lasagna. It's because of Rhoda why I actually know how to make lasagna. So that was fun. And yeah, guys, I mean, even just doing the Power Rangers show, like, on a level, just sharing this information with you. I mean, there was no other acting job I had done that was like it. Because, I mean, we literally had explosions going off around us for certain scenes. Even just being in a harness and rehearsing all the fight stuff, and visiting the different locations, the different studios, all the green screen filming, and even doing the ADR, which is additional dialogue recording, where with certain footage in the Ranger show, some of it is taken from the Japanese show, and they cut bits in and stick it with the newly filmed stuff that they did in New Zealand. It's very genius how this was all put together, guys. It's like one big jigsaw puzzle. And when we got into, when the show was cut together, we did the ADR, and we was in the studio recording our voices. So whenever you see like the helmets and stuff, and they're fighting like, and when they blow us up, we're like, all of that stuff we was filming voice to microphone in a studio. And man, it was so fun. Oh my gosh, guys. Would I do another Power Rangers? Definitely, yeah. I mean, wow. I would definitely do another one just for the memory of it. You cannot remove those memories from my mind. I mean, wow. So anyway, we was out there for about 7.5 months or 7 months, one of the two, and that's basically just how I got the part, guys. I never knew it was coming. I never expected it. I even remember when I got the call. I remember I was at home. I think I was watching TV at the time, and that's when I got the phone call. And, you know, you just never know. As an actor, you just never know when you're going to get a certain call for a certain audition. And you just don't know. You just don't know what's coming round the corner. So there's no hocus pocus special way of how actors became playing Power Rangers, guys. You know, it's all part of the mystical process of the acting world, and that's basically how it happened. I definitely enjoyed it, and yeah, I just thought I needed to drop this video and share that with you guys, just so you just had a bit of background as to how the actors you see in a show that you love got their parts. This was just my story. Other actors are going to have different stories, different processes, but that was basically how it happened for me. Did I know it was going to happen? No, I did not know that it was going to happen. So I hope this helps you guys. I want to keep this video short. So comment, like, subscribe, holla back.